This is the part 8 of the discussion about fundamentals of criminal investigation. And then probably the last part, di ba? So tapos na tayo sa Protocol 5 ng Protocols in Investigation. Punta tayo dito sa Protocol 6, Investigation of Suspects. So, procedures when arrest is made. Secure the person arrested, handcuffed at the back. So, inform the arrested person on the cause of his arrest. As I have said, as provided by the Constitution. Diba? Sa Bill of Rights. So, inform the cause of his arrest. Then, conduct thorough search for weapons and other illegal materials against the suspect. So, ito yung pinaka-importante. When the arrest of the suspect is na-arrest nyo na. So, pinaka-importante is to have an inventory sa mga personal belongings na suspect. Either what if na may weapons siya or other illegal materials, so i-search nyo. So, search and seizure. So, ito yung pinaka-importante sa standard operating procedure after the arrest is the search and seizure. Then, conduct inventory. So, ito rin ang method na or techniques na ginagamit ng mga investigating team natin para maprotektahan sila sa kaso ng robbery. Kasi may mga suspect na nag-file ng kaso sa ating mga law enforcement officer na gumawa daw sila ng robbery or yung relo nila or pera kinuha. So, in order to protect the law enforcement officer, kailangan mag-conduct talaga sila ng inventory. So, inventory of the item search and seize na galing sa suspect. Then, the booking procedures of the arrested person suspect. So, kailangan din to. The arrested suspect shall be fingerprinted. Then, photograph subjected to medical examination to include liquor and drug test. Then, conduct record check. So, itong conduct record check, if ever ang suspect may existing na kaso. So, ito yung record check. What if wanted siya or one of the list of the most wanted person na nasa NBI or sa police. So, ito yung purpose ng record check. Sa Protocol 7, taking of sworn statement of suspect. So, the execution of the suspect's waiver as stipulated in Article 125. So, itong sinabi ko kanina, the revised penal code shall always be done in the presence of his chosen counsel or any independent counsel. So, ito yung taking of statement. A sworn statement of suspect. So, dito magwi-waive yung suspect sa Article 125. So, ito yung arbitrary detention. So, applicable lang ito sa warrantless arrest, which is ang sa sa crime scene investigation. So, usually na ma-apply nito is the warrantless arrest. So, proceed tayo sa Protocol 8, taking of sworn statement of the witnesses. So, sworn statement or affidavit of complainants and witnesses must be taken immediately by the investigator on case. So, affidavit of arrest of arresting officer must taken immediately, not later than 24 hours. So, for your information, sa case folder, kailangan talaga yung affidavit or sworn statement ng complainant. Pati yung sworn statement ng witnesses. Diba? Pati yung arresting officer. With affidavit talaga to. Taking oath, affidavit, diba? sworn statement nga. So, in inquest cases, the investigator on case and the arresting officer shall observe Article 1 to 5 of the Revised Penal Code. So, kailangan i-observe itong Article 1 to 5. So, nandito yung arbitrary detention, delay of the delivery of the person to the proper judicial authorities. Diba? So, i-observe ito dapat ng mga law enforcement agencies. Pati ng police, di ba? The Protocol 9 is the preparation of reports and filing of case. So, the investigator on case shall submit the following. First is yung spot report within 24 hours to the higher headquarters, di ba? Then, the progress report. After operation report, then the final report after the case is filed before the prosecutor's office, di ba? So, itong final report, is after lamang. Gagawin ito ng investigator after the case was filed. Will be filed in the prosecutor's office. Then, ang last is the accomplishment report. So, ito yung mga preparation of reports na under sa Protocol 9. Sa Protocol 10, procedure in the release of the crime scene. Ensure that appropriate inventory has been made. Sinabi ko kanina, inventory is part of the crime scene processing. Kasi dito mag-start yung chain of custody of evidences. So, nakasalalay dito yung integrity of evidence. Kailangan yung inventory talaga. Release is accomplished only after completion of the final survey and proper documentation of evidence. Then, if the crime scene is within a private property, diba? The same must be released to the lawful owner, witnessed by any barangay officials. In case of government facility, it should be released to the administrator. So, sa procedure of release of the crime scene, ma-release mo ito, or the SOCO or the investigator will release it to the lawful owner if nandoon sa private property nangyari, di ba? Or kung in the absence of the lawful owner, pwede rin yung mga barangay officials or any reputable persons na nag-live diyan sa community kung saan nangyari yung crime, di ba? Or kung saan nandyan yung crime scene. In case of government facility, dalawa ang ini-indicate nito, it should be released to the administrator of the building. Sa government facility ito. So, in case na lalabas ito sa board exam, when private property, dapat sa lawful owner. In the absence of the lawful owner, then sa barangay. Diba? In the absence of barangay, walang makita. Any reputable persons living in that community. If walang reputable person talaga, so, either of the three. Then, if public facility or owned by government, sa administrator i-release ang crime scene. Then, Protocol 11 is the follow-up of the case. The investigator shall conduct police operation to identify and apprehend suspects based on the results of initial investigation conducted. So, ito yung mga follow-up of the case. O, for example, hindi na arrest yung suspect during the crime scene processing or during the time na the crime was committed. So, the investigator will conduct follow-up of case. So, sa Protocol 12, the preparation of case investigation plan or the SIP plan. So, the conduct of police operation involving sensational cases, high-profile and heinous crimes must be covered by case investigation plan. So, if ever ang police operation involves ang nabiktima or ang suspect is high profile or involving sensational case. So automatic, the investigator will prepare the case investigation plan. So may format yan sa mga police station at sa mga police headquarters, di ba? Protocol 13 is the attendance to court duties. The investigator on case, an arresting officer shall endeavor to ensure their attendance during court hearing, di ba? While CAPS or the head of the unit shall supervise and ensure the attendance of the witnesses. So, kailangan i-observe natin to sa Protocol 13. Kasi hindi lang dito ang violation sa procedure ng PNP, pati na rin sa judge o sa court. Kasi pag hindi mag-attend ang investigator on case or the arresting officer, pwede silang makasuhan. Either yung kaso nila is contempt in court, di ba? So, ganyan. So, Protocol 14. So, sa Protocol 13, usually, yung mga investigator at yung mga arresting officer, may mga yung korte na hindi sila pwedeng ma-assign malayo sa kanilang assignment, wherein sila yung naging investigator at arresting officer. So, may memorandum yung prosecutor dyan at yung court. So, Protocol 14, uniform of the investigator. Hindi. Prescribed uniform should be worn by investigator when conducting investigation. So, andyan talaga yan sa procedure. When conducting investigation so as to identify them as PNP personnel. So, ito yung Protocol 14. The case preparation. So, ito yung laman ng case folder or the preparation of the case. After doing everything we discussed above, the investigator now shifts to case preparation. So, which is loosely defined as the gathering of all records of the case in an orderly, chronological, and logical manner. So, dito na ipa-file ng investigator yung case prior to the filing of the complaint. So, ipa-file niya yung case folder. So, take note with the word orderly, chronological, and logical manner. So, baka lumabas yan. Baka lang. Diba? These records consist of the following: affidavits of complaints and witnesses. Sinabi ko nina. Affidavits of arresting officers. So, itong affidavits, kailangan sworn statement talaga nila. Then, initial or spot report, progress reports, crime laboratory examination results, yung sinabit ng mga physical evidences sa crime laboratory, yung may mga result niyan. So, ito yon, crime laboratory examination results. Closing or final report which contains the recommendations of the lead investigator. So, nandito yun sa investigation report. Then, the endorsement by the chief. So, may endorsement letter coming from the chief police or the head of the station. Endorse ito sa prosecution. So, may format na letter yan sa mga police station. So, police reports. Police reports are the official record of the actions taken by various police personnel in relation to an event, incident, or crime. Mga kinds of police reports. May initial or spot report, progress at final or closing. When we talk about initial or spot, usually within 24 hours lang dapat ma-prepare ng investigator or mga patrol officers or first responders. Excuse. In some cases, entries in the police blotter made by this officer also constitute a spot report. So, parang magkapareho lang kasi yung spot report at blotter eh. Then, progress reports contains a brief of actions taken after the initial investigation. Then, usually criminal cases involve several progress reports which the lead investigator collates alongside the initial report and other documents. So, itong progress, any development of the case, either may additional evidence, witness, or suspects, or victims, dito nilalagay yung mga information sa progress reports. Usually, yung mga sensational cases at yung mga cases na involving reputable persons, di ba? Yung mga cases na special cases, maraming progress reports nun kasi maraming leads na nakikita ng investigator. So, the third one is the final or closing report. Contains a summary of all findings, reports, documents, and affidavits, as well as the recommendations of the lead investigator. Unlike progress report, there can only be one final report. So, this is the final report. So, isa lang yung final report. Kasi, nga, from the word final and closing. So, ang mas marami is itong progress. Characteristics of a good report. The quality of your work as an investigator is judged by the quality of your report. So, ideally, a police report must be like a bikini. So, brief enough to make it interesting. So, nakikita, di ba? Yet broad enough to cover the most interesting parts. So, ito yung characteristics of good reports. Brief meaning, specified na siya to make it interesting, di ba? Then, it must be cover the most interesting parts. Dapat nakadetalye. Thus, the factual characteristics are desirable in a report. So, ang keyword nito is itong factual. So, the report must be based on facts and must be free of conjectures and speculations. So, meaning, it involves facts and not fictions. Dapat objective. Dapat yung report. Diba? Accurate. The information contained in the report must be precise. So, dapat precise. Concise and complete. Concise means the report must be as short as possible. Diba? Direct to the point and not circuitous. Wala nang mga flowery na mga words or mga ideas. Diba? Timely. The report must be submitted on time. Otherwise, it becomes stale and useless. Then, unadulterated. The report must not be embellished. Statements made by the witness must be recorded in full without adding or subtracting. Meaning, hindi, kung sa Bisaya pa, wala gidungangan, wala po kulangan. Diba? Ito yun. Then, analytical. The report must develop one unified theme called from all the different sources of information. So, it involves analysis, diba? Then, 7 is legible. The report must be made in such manner that the others can read, understand its content. So, dapat mabasa yung report, diba? So, dito tayo sa common investigation oversights. So, sa dito, sa common investigation oversights, ito yung mga sayop o sa Bisaya pa sayop or mga wrongful technicalities na napansin sa napansin sa manner of investigation by the police. So, ito yung incomplete case folder, lack of material documentation of the case under investigation. So, kulang-kulang. kulang-kulang yung mga reports or yung mga attachment na nalagay sa case folder. So, anong remedy nito? So, recommended remedies na nakalagay sa protocol of investigation is that dapat include the police reports in chronological order. Yung mga spot, mga blatter, diba? Yung pinakauna is police blatter, then spot, progress, then ang final investigation report. Further, possible attach the profile of the victim and the suspect, as well as the status of the party involved and the case. So, yan yung remedy. Then, ikalawa, no template for the conduct of investigation. Police personnel are not knowledgeable about the crime scene preservation and basic investigation. So, ito yung mga problems na nakikita. So, some of the police personnel daw are not knowledgeable in criminal investigation. So, ang remedy nito is before sila ma-assign as investigator in that unit, dapat they should mandate to really undergo a criminal investigation course. Dapat, di ba? Then, inadequacy of coordination. The third problem na nakikita, di ba? The SOCO investigator, prosecutors, and the other concerned agencies work separately and independently in the conduct of their investigation. So, may mga instances na ganito, na kanya-kanya, di ba? Walang coordination. So, ang remedies nito is that dapat may mga case conferences wherein yung mga concerned agencies or concerned agencies of the government, especially yung SOCO, investigators, prosecutors, at yung mga lawyers, magkakandak sila ng case conference para mabigyan ng remedy itong inadequacy of coordination. Then, failure to prosecute pertains to the absence of police investigator during trial to act as a prosecutor's witness due to retirement and transfer of concerned investigator. So, ito yung sinabi ko kanina, one of the investigation oversights, di ba, is itong failure to prosecute. So, ang remedy nito is proper turnover of the case folders. So, kailangan ma-turnover ng investigator handling the case sa bagong investigator. So, ito yung remedy. Or, ano ba ito? Dapat, mag-issue ng office clearance yung police unit before ma-assign ng malayo or mag-retire yung investigator, di ba? Then, the chain of custody. Sinabi ko kanina, pinaka-importante ito yung chain of custody. Kasi, ang integrity ng evidence is measured by the chain of custody. Dapat, di ba? Non-observance of proper documentation in the turnover of evidence from one officer to another or one office to another. So, dapat i-observe ito. So, ang remedy nito, recommended remedies is that the documentation of the turnover of evidence with actual receipt. Dapat may receipt or inventory receipt na pinirmahan mismo ng nag-turnover at nag-receive. So, ito yung remedies nitong chain of custody, di ba? Then, the last is the least appreciation of electronic evidence. Police investigators take for granted the electronic devices such as cell phones. Itong mga computers and other electronic devices can be processed to give investigative leads. So, ito yung mga investigation oversight. So, ang recommended remedies nito is that proper training on the preservation and processing of electronic devices. So, some of the evidences kasi, for example, yung cellphone. So, dapat may training yung investigator how to handle and preserve or process the evidence, especially yung mga electronic devices. Sa sa crime scene. So, ito yung recommended remedies. And then, ito ng end of our subject, Fundamentals of Criminal Investigation. So, I think mas mataas yung oras natin na mag-review for the board exam. So, good luck for you, all of you reviewers of the COC, Criminal Justice Review Center, di ba? So, good luck, and this is the end of my topic, and God bless.